to help you guys study for checkpoint B, which is in a couple days, I'm going to go through and explain how to answer all of the questions on checkpoint A. Now, I want to point out that the order of the questions is the same as what you guys took on Math Excel, but realize that the program does mix up all the letters and the numbers. So the question is the same, but there will be some differences with the numbers and the letters that they use. But the process in solving is the exact same. Okay, so follow along and apply what I'm showing you here to correct your own exam mistakes. So number one, true or false, says there are many lines that exist between two different points. This is false. Two different points, call them like A and B. There's only one way to connect those. And don't miss completely like I did. Let's draw them bigger. Solid start. Okay, so there's only one line that you can draw that connects those 2 points. Okay, so that is false. Number two says, is the statement true or false? You need at least 4 non-collinear points to name a plane. This is also false. Okay, I don't know if you remember us talking about in the unit, and I'll make notes off to the side. This is what you need to remember. It takes 2 points to make a line. You can draw a line between any 2 points, only one line. And then it takes 3 non-collinear, which they did mention that part in my statement. And yours very well may have been true, the way they worded it, but mine is false because it takes only 3 non-collinear points to make a plane. Okay, so study that. You need to know those 2 facts. 2 points to make a line, 3 non-collinear points to make a plane. If you apply those facts, you can answer these true or false. Number 3, so what's the name for the figure? This is a ray. It ends right here at C, and it goes on forever in the direction of X. So I just need to portray that in the way that I name it. Honestly, I would accept 2 of the names on this list, but Math Excel only wanted 1. They wanted you to start with the end point, so it ends at C. So they wanted you to say that first, and then say X. Use 2 letters to name a ray. And I want to show with my arrow that it stops at C, so that's where the endpoint is, and the arrow is above X. It goes on forever in the direction of X. So this is the answer they wanted. Note that on checkpoint B, I would also allow you to flip-flop it and say XC, but I still want you to show that the endpoint is above C and the arrow is above X. It goes forever in that direction. So I'll accept this answer too on checkpoint B. I'm not as picky, I guess, as Math Excel. All right, different page. Number 4, so for this diagram here, I have to answer 4 questions. So it says name an acute angle. The first thing I would do is I would go in and fill in the missing angle measures. So we know that a straight angle, a straight line, has 180 degrees. So right there I see a straight line. So I can figure out the other side because I know these 2 together should make 180. So let's see, if I just do 180 minus 135, that gives me 45. I could think the same thing right here. These 2 guys together should make 180, so that's got to be 45. And then down here, there's the line right there, a straight angle. So 180 minus 45, I'd have 135 again. So that's kind of what it looks like when you fill in the missing angle measures. You need to use 3 letters to name an angle here. The vertex on all the angles is E, so that's got to be the middle letter. Basically, I have 2 options. I could either name this acute angle, and remember acute is less than 90 degrees, or I could name this one. So let's see what they're doing. Let's see, I could say DEG, and I don't see that. I could say GED. I don't see that, so they're talking about the right side then. CEF would be an option, and that's right there, A. FEC, they didn't name that, so A is the one they wanted. Okay, over here on the second part, name 3 collinear points. Collinear. On the same line. So basically, I'm just going to do process of elimination. These points need to be on the same line, so let's look at G, E, and F. G, E, F. No, you cannot draw one line to connect those 2, so it's not that one. C, E, D, C, E, D, same thing, it's not that one. D, F, E, D, F, and E. Yep, those are all on this line right here, which is line W. So C is the one that I want. But do process of elimination on a problem like that. It's way easier. All right, third part, select two other names for line U. So that's this line right here. Okay, you can either name a line, if they put a little lowercase letter off to the side, you could just call it line U. Otherwise, if you're using points to name a line, you have to pick 2 points on the line to name it. Again, I would do process of elimination. So DF. DF would name the other line, so it's not that one. EG. Yeah, those 2 points are on line U, so that's going to work. That's an option. What about ED? Nope, that names line W, so then it's probably CG. Those are my 2 that I want. Fourth part, what's the intersections of lines U and W? Well, those are just the 2 lines on this picture, and 2 lines always meet at a point, so these guys meet at point E. Number 5, name a point that is coplanar, so on the same plane, as points R, G, and J. So here's R, here's G, here's J. Planes are just the sides of the box on this thing, and that'll throw some people off because these 3 points are not all appearing on the same side of the box. So you have to think, no pun intended, outside of the box on this one. The plane is actually like slicing through the box. So if you can see it, I'll draw it here. It's kind of like slicing through diagonally. Hopefully you can visualize that. But the 4th corner, and they're always going to look like rectangular on a prism shape like this, but the 4th corner would be point F. Number 6, name the intersection of planes SCB. So let's see what side of the box that is. SCB. Guys, there's 4 corners on the sides of the box here. They only have to name 3 because it only takes 3 non-collinear points to name a plane. It would help if you could see. So that's the front of the box. And JGS, that's the bottom of the box. 2 planes meet at a line. So in this case, it's that line right there, which is GS. And that's my answer. Moving right along. Number 7, name the plane that represents the top of the prism. So there's 4 corners on the top, H, I, J, and K. You only have to name 3 to name that plane. So I'm going to do process of elimination. Not that one. H, I, J, and K is what I'm looking for. Right there. D, I, J, K. Okay, so just look for 3 of those guys, and that's the top. Select 2 segments that are parallel to SW. So parallel means they're all going in the same direction. So there's SW. So it's going to be all those vertical pieces there. And again, process of elimination. So I need 2 of them. Yep, VZ is 1. Not ZY. Not XW. Not UT. TX is the other. Okay. Number 9 says, which of the following, no, thought I skipped one. Okay, sorry. Number 9 says, which of the following segments is not skew to UY? Okay, let me make a note. Skew. Skew lines are not parallel, and they don't intersect. So I rule out all the ones that can't be skew, and this is what they're actually asking me. Yours might ask you, like, name something that is skew. This is saying something that's not skew. So let me figure out which ones are skew. That's how I'm going to start. So UY is the segment I'm talking about, which is right here. The segments that are parallel are VZ, SW, and TX. The segments that intersect UY are VU, ZY, XY, and TU. So anything that I did not just highlight that's still red, those would be skew. They're asking, and I know the wording makes it tricky, but it's saying which ones are not skew. Okay, so ST is skew, so I don't want to pick that. SV is skew, so I don't want to pick that. WZ is skew. That's not on here though. And where's my other one? WX. That is skew. So I don't want to pick that. So that leaves me with B as my answer. Obviously yours is probably a little different, but the process in solving it and figuring it out should be the same. Number 10, name the plane that's parallel to SWV. So SWV, those are three corners on the left side of the box. The left and the right side of the box are always parallel. So I just need to name the right side of the box. So TUXY. Just name three of those points, and you're talking about the right side of the box. So that's going to be C. Tux, that's my cat's name. I know you care. All right, number 11, name angle 1 in two other ways. So here's angle 1, it's just that piece right there. Okay, so I cannot just say, and you have options with how to name angles. Sometimes you can just name the vertex, but there's a lot of different angles going on at angle B. So you have to be specific. Can't use that as an option. I have to be specific and use 3 points to name angle 1. So I could start out here. V has to be the middle letter, and I could say NVM. There it is. Or I could go the other way and say MVN. V has to be the middle letter though, so that would rule that one out. I mean, I already have the 2 answers, but that rules that one out. Those don't work either. Those are my 2 options. Okay, I'm going to stop right there and pick up with another video to finish the rest of them.